Hi, Philip DeBella, and you're listening to FlashCast by PDB. Today, I want to talk about core values, and this topic's been sent in by the lovely team at Min & Co. at East Brisbane, where they run a great operation, manufacturing coffee, serving breakfast and lunches, and they wanted me to talk about values, something that are very dear to my heart. So we all know that core values are the fundamental beliefs of a person or an organization. You know, these values, these principles, they dictate our behavior, and they can help people understand the difference between what's right and what's wrong. What core values also do is they help companies determine if they're on the right path and whether you're fulfilling your goals, and they shape the way that the whole organization goes about its business. And one of the things that comes out of that people talk about is obviously the fish rots from the head. Another way to put that is that if the fundamental values of a leader or of an owner of the business will always resonate through the business. And it's something at DeBella Coffee that I made sure was very, very clear, that people knew what my values were, what my beliefs were, so that they could operate within those. And found that the team that ended up working with me would have to share a lot of those values. They'd have to have a lot of common values and beliefs that the whole team had. And the values that we ended up sticking with at DeBella, and we went out to the team to find out what they thought the values were and what resonated with them. And that's one of the most important things. It's not pushing values down to people or beliefs. You need to have people on the same, on the same journey, on the same belief path. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And the values that we talked about at DeBella was passion, accountability, consistency, inspiration, and integrity. And a lot of work I do with organizations now, I say to have between 3 and 5 values, work with the team to find out what resonates with people, and then make sure that you're doing 3 things. Make sure once you've identified your values, that you're actually communicating your values, that you're celebrating your values, and that you're leading with your values. So communicating, celebrating, and leading. And this is something that's really, really, really important. And I'll give you some other examples of values and beliefs which you may wish to choose. Things like dependability, loyalty, open-mindedness, consistency, honesty, efficiency. They're examples, right, that people can have. And then some examples of personal values: fulfillment, inspiration, love, family, health. These are some examples of personal values. And what you'll find is that people will all have their own personal values, and you'll have your company values, and they must align. And that's when you get great perfection in an organization. And that's when the C word comes out, which is we all call culture. And to me, values and beliefs drive culture. And when everybody's beliefs and values are aligned within the organization, and they don't have to be identical, they just have to be aligned and, of course, respected, then you get an amazing culture within an organization. And that was something that we built at DeBella that everyone was very, very, very proud of, was how do you build a culture of being in service to people? How do you build a culture that's all about people, understanding, about love, about care? And what we found was that it was all values-led. What worked with the team would work well within the whole organization. But we had to make sure that we led with the values. We made sure that the values of myself and Jana as the owners of the organization then flowed down to the management team, which then had to flow down to the whole organization. And great values and aligned values builds culture. And culture is something that everyone's always chasing. Culture is something that people want, to talk about, celebrate, and really live within an organization. It's something, to me, that is important. However, a lot of people get wrong. A lot of things around culture, people try and push culture down. You walk within an organization and they've got culture statements all over the wall, but yet the people within the organization have had nothing to do to contribute to that statement or to contribute to that belief that they're trying to push out. And then what you get is this fakeness. You get this unauthentic feeling, or you get people going in different directions. And again, I bring it back to values. I always say that if people's values are aligned, and they don't have to be identical, but aligned, as long as the values of a person aligns with the values of the organization, then you will always find that there'll be a level of success, because there'll always be a level of understanding, there'll be a level of love, there'll be a level of creativity, and everybody will be on the same journey heading in the right direction. organization to achieve success. So again, values are of no purpose once you've identified them if you're not communicating them, if you're not celebrating them, and if you're not leading with them. I always find that a lot of people go around the exercise of identifying personal values and company values, but then it's just shelved. It's put to the side and people don't actually live them. You know, again, within the organization, you have people that live them and, enjoy what that brings to the organization. So when going about identifying core values, a lot of people ask, how is it done? And my favorite exercise is to do it by department. It depends how big your organization is, if it's a team of 1, 2, 3, or a team of 300. But again, getting it down to, teams that resonate. So if it's a team of 3, you'd get everyone to do it. If you had a team of 10 and you had 2 different departments or 3 different departments, you'd break them off. But what we do is I have some favorite questions where we sit down as a group and I say to people, and I've facilitated many of these, and I say to people, describe your best day at work. So they write down what their best day of work looks like. I then ask them, why was it your best day at work? And what this starts to do is bring out the emotions. And what we're looking for is the emotive, the emotional connection of why it was a great day, how they felt when it was a great day. And we'll start to get some of these words come out. So we'll start to get some of these, inspiration, contribution, fulfillment. These words will come out of those 3 questions. And it's really a quick fire way to start developing the values of a person, is by when you have them and asking them what their best day at work looked like, why was it their best day, and how did they feel? And the values personally will start to pop out of that. Then similarly for an organization, how do we go about identifying the core values of an organization? Well, it's what does our organization want to be known for? How does it want to engage? At DiBella, it was all about being a very passionate organization. We also, as a team, identified that we want to be accountable for our errors. We said that errors are going to happen, but we want to be accountable. We want to make it our problem, not the problem of the customer. We talked about consistency in behavior, where people need to know that they can rely on us because we are consistent. We also identified with being inspirational. And again, this is as a collective team that we wanted to be known as inspirational. So, values are very much aligned also with brand. What are people going to say about you? And when people explain or describe your brand, you'll find what they're actually doing is talking a lot about the values of your organization. So if you've never done the exercise, go about it. Simply, like I said, sit down, 3 questions, ask people what their best day at work was, why it was like that, and how they felt. Throw up 20, 30 different words up on a board of core values if you need to help them, but then bring it right down to a list of 3 to 5 and find out what the people in your organization really feel. What are they feeling, or how you feel? And then do it as an organization together about the brand of the company. And of course, once you've identified your values, it's all about living them. And like I said, the way we live them, keep them alive, is we communicate them, we lead by them, and we celebrate them. So we've got to make sure we do that. You've been listening to Philip DiBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB.